Hello everyone, and it's Teacher Desmond here, and I'm here by this beautiful temple which looks a bit like a golden pyramid, and Teacher Desmond drives past this on his bicycle to school every weekday morning. So it lets me know when I'm halfway home or halfway to school, so it's a good halfway point, and it's also a good place to stop for a few minutes. It's the evening time now, I'm heading home for dinner, but I want to start off my series of storybooks. Storybook stories for you guys, and we're starting with this Thai children's favorite stories, Fables, Myths, Legends, and Fairy Tales, written by Marian D, Toth, illustrated by Patcharee Meesukhon. So it sounds like a very nice book. We got this book for my daughters when we were in Bangkok a few weeks ago, and there's all sorts of lovely stories here for children from all over Thailand. So right now we're here in Khon Kaen, Thailand, in the northeast. And because we're at a temple, I thought it was appropriate to do a story called Why Do We Have Thunder and Lightning? So there you go, there's a beautiful picture there from the first page. When lightning flashes and thunder roars, Thai mothers say, "Don't be afraid, children. It's only Mikala flashing her crystal ball. She is teasing the cruel god of thunder, Ramasura." Mikala is a beautiful Thai goddess with sparkling black eyes and shining black hair. It is said she was born in the foam of the sea. She is the goddess of streams, rivers, and oceans of the world. And there's actually a lake just behind this temple. Ramasura is a demigod, half ogre and half divine, and he carries a beautiful axe decorated with diamonds. He was born in a storm cloud, and to this day he wears a rain cloud as a cloak. All the gods and goddesses are fond of Mikala because of her happy, carefree manner. They delight in watching her tease those who are serious. Her favorite victim is Ramasura. He is not a popular god because, it is said, he is harsh, cruel, and violent. Worst of all, he has a very bad habit of throwing his axe at those who offend him. Fortunately, Ramasura and Mikala don't meet up often. Most of the year, Mikala stays in the palace of her husband Siva, where she spends her time polishing her crystal ball. Must keep her busy. And there he is there, and he's not a happy dude. All right, page 2, it goes on. Mikala's father had given her the crystal ball when she married the great god Siva. "Now, Mikala, you must be a good wife to Siva," he said. "My wedding gift to you is a sparkling crystal ball. It will amuse you and keep you occupied. You must always keep it polished, my child." "Chai," said Mikala, "I shall do as you say, father." A good lesson. She kept her word, polishing her crystal ball until it sparkled like a brilliant star. But polishing the crystal was Mikala's only task, and soon she became bored with her work. If only I had someone to talk to," she sighed. "I do wish Siva would not leave me alone in this beautiful palace." One day, when the monsoon season began, the gods and goddesses assembled in heaven to celebrate the life-giving gift of rain. They sang and danced as happily as mortals. As it was such a special occasion, Siva allowed Mikala to attend the party. When she arrived, everyone stopped dancing and looked at her sparkling eyes, shining hair, and her beautiful crystal ball that flashed beams of light into the sky. When Ramasura saw the beautiful Mikala, he walked toward her. She flashed her jewel in his eyes and laughed at the huge god. "Don't you know who I am?" he roared. Mikala giggled and flew in and out of the fluffy clouds. The winds whipped through the sky as Ramasura tried to find Mikala. Now, most goddesses would have been terrified, but Mikala thought it was great fun to hide in the clouds and flash her crystal ball at Ramasura. She led him all over heaven as she skipped and giggled, diving into clouds and hiding in their mists. The more she laughed, the more enraged Ramasura became. "I'll catch that little teaser if it's the last thing I do," he said. No one could catch the goddess who darted as fast as a ray of sunlight, and it seemed as if Mikala had escaped. Then, suddenly, Ramasura raised his arm and aimed his glittering axe at her. She flashed her crystal in his eyes and blinded him just as the axe flew from his hand with a thunderous sound. Again and again he hurled his axe at her, but his aim was always spoiled by the light from her crystal. On a stormy night, well, not tonight, it's clear blue sky, but on a stormy night, look into the sky. That flash of lightning is the sparkle of Makala's crystal ball. The roar of thunder is Ramasura's axe rolling across the corridors of the sky. If you sit very still and listen carefully, you may hear Makala's tinkling of laughter, and if the clouds should part suddenly, you may see a graceful goddess darting above the mists with a sparkling crystal ball, flashing rays of brilliant light into Ramasura's angry eyes. Well, that's story time for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a little bit about Thailand and folk tales from this kingdom. So, until next time, bye-bye, and keep reading.